Welcome to another deep dive. You guys sent in a great book this week called Emergent Marketing Trends by Atama Anthony.
Yeah, it's a fantastic resource for anyone who wants to really up their marketing game. It doesn't matter if you're just starting out or if you've been doing this for a while.
It really is like a roadmap to becoming a marketing pro, as the title suggests, ready to uncover some of those golden nuggets of knowledge.
Absolutely. Let's dive in.
So one of the things that really struck me about this guide is the emphasis on mastering those fundamentals before jumping into the really advanced stuff.
Yeah, it's like they say, you got to learn to walk before you can run.
Exactly. You need that strong foundation.
Mm.
And the book does a great job of breaking down those core areas of online marketing.
You know, the ones we always hear about: SEO, content marketing, social media, PPC advertising, email marketing.
All those good things.
Yeah.
But it goes beyond just mentioning them. It actually breaks them down in a practical way.
Right. It gives you actionable steps you can take to start implementing these strategies right away.
For anyone who might be listening needs a little refresher, what would you say, what is SEO in a nutshell?
Well, SEO is all about getting your website found on those search engines, Google primarily. So when people are searching for products or services like yours, your website will actually pop up in those search results.
Gotcha. Okay, so it's all about visibility. And how about content marketing? How would you describe that?
Content marketing is all about creating and sharing that valuable content that attracts and engages your ideal customer.
So like blog posts, videos, infographics.
Exactly. Anything that provides value to your audience and helps you build relationships with them.
Okay, I get it. So SEO is about getting found. Content marketing is about providing value. What about social media? Where does that fit in?
Well, social media is all about building community and interacting with potential customers online. Platforms like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, even LinkedIn give businesses this incredible opportunity to connect with their target audience on a more personal level.
So it's about building those relationships, having conversations, and just really engaging with your audience where they're already spending their time.
Exactly.
And then there's PPC advertising.
Right. PPC stands for pay-per-click. And it's a form of advertising where you basically pay each time someone clicks on your ad.
So it's a way to get your message in front of people who are already searching for products or services like yours.
Exactly. You're basically buying targeted traffic to your website.
I see. And last but not least, there's email marketing.
Oh, yes. Good old email marketing. It might seem a little old school in today's world, but it's still one of the most effective ways to connect directly with your audience and build those lasting relationships.
So you're building an email list, setting out newsletters, promoting special offers, that kind of thing.
Precisely. And because you're communicating directly with people who have opted in to hear from you, it tends to be a very highly targeted and effective form of marketing.
So it sounds like we've got a whole toolkit of marketing strategies at our disposal.
Yeah.
And speaking of toolkits, the guy also recommends building a professional marketing toolkit with tools that can really, just help us work smarter, not harder.
It's like having a superpower.
I love that.
Yeah.
So what are some of the tools that the guide recommends? I know they mentioned website creation.
Yeah, well, for website creation, Wix and WordPress are both excellent starting points. Wix is great for beginners because it's super user-friendly. You don't need any coding experience.
Drag and drop, right?
Exactly. And WordPress is great for those who need more customization and flexibility. It's a bit more advanced, but it offers a ton of features and plugins.
So there's something for everyone. And I remember the guide mentioning some tools that can help us create professional-looking visuals, even if we're not designers.
Oh, yeah. Canva is a lifesaver for that.
That's right.
It's a free graphic design platform,
Right.
Easy to use, tons of templates and stock photos. And MailChimp. Have you heard of MailChimp?
Yeah.
It's a great email marketing platform that allows you to create professional-looking email campaigns without breaking the bank. And they even have a free plan for those just starting out.
I'm already feeling more empowered just hearing about these tools.
Right. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. There are so many incredible resources available to marketers today. But amidst all these amazing tools and technologies, the guide makes one thing crystal clear:
What's that?
the importance of continuous learning. The digital landscape is constantly evolving. It's not enough to just learn the basics and call it a day. We have to stay ahead of the curve.
So it's like a journey of constant exploration and discovery. That makes it even more exciting, I think.
Exactly. And the guide provides some really practical advice on how to approach that learning journey. It encourages us to attend webinars, follow industry experts on social media, and even take online courses to keep our skills sharp.
So much to explore. But before we get ahead of ourselves, I want to go back to something you mentioned earlier about content marketing.
Oh, right, providing value.
Yes, exactly. The guide calls it the heart of marketing. And I love that. It's not about pushing products. It's about creating content that truly solves problems and adds value to your audience's lives.
It's about understanding your audience so deeply that you know exactly what they need even before they do.
Almost like you're putting on a detective hat, right?
Exactly. And then you tailor your content to meet those needs. And, one of the most effective ways to do that is through storytelling.
Storytelling. Tell me more about that.
Well, the guide encourages us to share customer success stories or behind-the-scenes content that helps to humanize our brands and build those emotional connections.
I see. So it's about making people feel something, not just trying to sell them something.
Exactly. People connect with stories. They make our brands more relatable and memorable.
I love that. So we've got our audience insights. We're creating valuable content, telling compelling stories. What's next?
Consistency. The guide emphasizes the importance of consistently creating and sharing valuable content.
That makes sense, right? It's like anything else in life. If you want to see results, you have to be consistent.
Exactly. Maintaining a regular posting schedule and using a variety of content formats are key to keeping your audience engaged and coming back for more.
It's like creating a buffet of valuable content. But what about those marketers who are just crushing it? The ones who seem to always be ahead of the game. What's their secret?
Well, one thing that sets them apart is their ability to make data-driven decisions.
It's not just about intuition or gut feeling anymore.
Not at all. Successful marketers are using data to track their results, measure their success, and make informed decisions about their strategies.
So instead of just hoping for the best, they're actually using concrete data to guide their actions. Like that.
Right. And it's not as complicated as it sounds. There are so many tools and resources available now that make it easy to collect and analyze data. It's all about knowing what to track and how to interpret those insights.
Can you give me an example? Like, how would you use data to improve a marketing campaign?
Absolutely. Let's say you're running a PPC campaign and you notice that one ad is getting a lot of clicks, but it's not leading to many sales.
Okay, so something's not quite working.
Right. So you dig into the data and realize that maybe the ad is attracting the wrong audience or the landing page isn't converting well. Armed with this knowledge, you can adjust your targeting, messaging, or landing page design to improve your results.
So it's like this constant cycle of analyzing, tweaking, and refining based on what the data is telling you.
Exactly. It's about making smarter decisions and optimizing your campaigns for maximum impact.
It sounds like we're all becoming marketing scientists.
In a way, yes. And, once you have a good handle on your data and you're creating great content, the next step is to focus on building a strong online presence.
That makes sense. You need a place for people to find you and connect with your brand.
Precisely. And that includes having a professional-looking website.
It's your digital storefront, right?
Exactly. It needs to be visually appealing, easy to navigate, and optimized for those mobile devices that everyone's using these days.
So you're saying I can't just slap something together and call it a day?
Well, you could, but it might not give the best first impression.
Okay, point taken. And beyond the website, there's social media, right? We talked about that earlier. But it's not enough to just create profiles and hope people find you.
Not at all. You need to be active, engage with your followers, and share valuable content that keeps them coming back for more.
And I think the key here is consistency, right? Just like with content creation.
Absolutely. You want to be showing up regularly and providing value to your audience.
Okay, so we've got our website, our social media. We're creating great content. We're using data to make smarter decisions. Anything else?
Well, the guide also emphasizes the importance of networking and collaboration.
So it's not just about online marketing. It's about building relationships with real people.
Exactly. And it's crucial for any successful marketing strategy. Attending industry events, connecting with peers on LinkedIn, even collaborating with other businesses on projects. These are all valuable ways to expand your network and tap into new opportunities.
So it's like building a community both online and offline.
Precisely. And the guide even suggests reaching out to influencers or thought leaders in your niche to explore potential partnerships.
So that's a power move. Imagine being able to tap into the audience of an established influencer in your industry.
Right. It's a fantastic way to expand your reach and gain credibility.
This guide is jam-packed with incredible information. I feel like we've already covered so much ground.
We have. It's amazing how much valuable insight is packed into this book.
And it's so actionable. Like, I'm ready to go out and start implementing these strategies right now.
Me too. And we've only scratched the surface.
Oh, there's more.
So much more. And in the next part of our deep dive, we'll be exploring some of the most impactful takeaways from the guide and discussing how you can apply them to your own marketing efforts. You know, as we're going through this guide, one of the things that really stuck out to me is how it just keeps coming back to providing value and building those relationships with your audience.
Yeah, it's not just about trying to sell them something all the time. Right?
Not at all. It's about genuinely connecting with them and offering something that benefits their lives.
Like that bakery we were talking about earlier. Remember?
Oh, yeah, the one that was using SEO to get more customers?
Exactly. They focused on creating blog posts and videos with baking tips and recipes.
Instead of just trying to sell cake.
Right. They were providing value and building a community of baking enthusiasts.
And it worked.
It did. Their online orders went way up because people started seeing them as this trusted resource.
They weren't just another bakery. They were the bakery that understood their needs and provided valuable information.
And you know what? That's a great example of how providing value can actually translate into tangible results.
It's not just some feel-good marketing fluff. It's a core business strategy.
It really is. And you know what else is a core strategy?
What's that?
Data-driven decision-making.
Oh, yeah. The guide talks a lot about that.
It does, and it's something that I think a lot of people overlook. They think marketing is all about creativity and coming up with catchy slogans.
But it's so much more than that.
It is. The guide really emphasizes the importance of setting measurable goals and using analytics to track your progress.
It's about taking a more scientific approach to marketing.
I love that analogy. So instead of just hoping for the best, you're using concrete data to guide your decisions.
Exactly. For example, let's say you're running an email marketing campaign.
Okay.
Instead of just sending out emails and hoping people open them, you can actually track things like open rates, click-through rates, and conversion rates.
So you can see what's working and what's not.
Exactly. And then you can adjust your approach based on that data.
It's like having this feedback loop that helps you constantly improve your campaigns.
That's a great way to put it. And the guide actually provides some really interesting case studies of businesses that have used data to achieve some pretty remarkable results.
You remember that example with the online clothing store?
Oh, yeah. The one that was struggling to convert website visitors into paying customers?
That's a pretty common problem for online retailers.
It is. So they started tracking customer behavior on their website using analytics, and they discovered that most people were abandoning their shopping carts before completing their purchases.
I've done that before.
Haven't we all? So they dug a little deeper into the data, and they realized that a lot of customers were getting stuck during the checkout process.
Makes sense. Checkout processes can be so confusing sometimes.
Right. The forms were too long and complicated, and the shipping costs weren't clear.
So what did they do?
Well, they simplified the checkout process, made the shipping costs more transparent, and they even offered a discount for first-time buyers.
And did it work?
It did. By making those data-driven changes, they saw a significant increase in their conversion rate and their overall sales.
Wow. That's a great example of how data can be used to identify problems and implement solutions that directly impact the bottom line.
Absolutely. It's not about being a tech whiz. It's about using the information that's already available to you to make smarter decisions.
And the best part is there are so many tools and resources available now that make it easy to collect and analyze that data.
You don't have to be a data scientist to do it.
Exactly. Speaking of tools and resources, the guide also highlights the importance of building a strong online presence.
Right. Having a professional-looking website, active social media profiles, and a consistent brand message across all platforms.
It's all about making it easy for people to find you, learn about your brand, and engage with you online.
And, you know, a lot of people underestimate the importance of a well-designed website.
It's the first impression many potential customers will have of your business.
It is. It needs to be visually appealing, easy to navigate, and optimized for mobile devices.
It's your digital storefront.
Exactly. And the guide actually recommends some specific platforms for building websites.
Like what?
Well, for those who are comfortable with a bit of coding, WordPress is a great option because it offers a high level of customization.
Okay, and for those of us who are less tech-savvy?
Platforms like Wix and Squarespace are great because they offer drag-and-drop functionality.
So no coding experience necessary.
Exactly. You can create a professional-looking website without any coding knowledge.
That's awesome. And once you have your website up and running, then it's time to start building your social media presence.
Absolutely. Social media is such a powerful tool for connecting with your target audience, building relationships, and driving traffic to your website.
So many benefits.
And the guide recommends focusing on the platforms where your audience is most active.
That makes sense. You want to be where your customers are.
Exactly. So if you're targeting a younger demographic, platforms like Instagram and TikTok might be more effective than Facebook or LinkedIn.
You got to go where the people are. And once you're on those platforms, what's the key to success?
Creating engaging content that provides value and encourages interaction.
So it's not just about posting promotional content all the time.
No, it's about sharing valuable information,
Yeah.
asking questions, running contests, and creating a sense of community.
It's about building those relationships.
Exactly. And the guide even suggests using social media to provide customer service and answer questions in real time,
It's like having a direct line of communication with your customers.
which is so valuable in today's world. And speaking of building relationships, the guide also highlights the importance of networking and collaboration.
So we're going beyond just online marketing now.
Right. It's about building relationships with real people in the real world.
Attending industry events, connecting with peers on LinkedIn, even collaborating with other businesses on projects.
Exactly. And, I used to think networking was all about exchanging business cards and trying to sell yourself.
I think a lot of people have that misconception.
But the guide emphasizes the importance of building genuine relationships and providing value to others.
It's about connecting with people who share your interests and goals and finding ways to support each other.
Exactly. It's about building a network of allies who can help you grow your business.
And I love how the guide even suggests reaching out to influencers or thought leaders in your niche to explore potential partnerships.
That's a brilliant strategy.
It is by partnering with others who have a strong following, you can tap into new audiences and gain credibility in your industry.
It's a win-win situation.
This guide is seriously packed with so many valuable insights.
It's like a roadmap to success in the world of online marketing.
And we haven't even talked about continuous learning.
Oh, right. The digital marketing landscape is constantly evolving, so it's crucial to stay ahead of the curve.
We definitely need to talk more about that, but I think we've covered a lot of ground in this section.
We have explored the importance of data-driven decision-making, building a strong online presence, and cultivating those relationships with your audience and your peers.
It's been quite a journey so far.
And in the final part of our deep dive, we'll explore the power of continuous learning and uncover even more valuable insights from this incredible guide.
As we wrap up our deep dive into Atama Anthony's emergent marketing trends, one thing that really sticks with me is the importance of continuous learning.
Oh, absolutely. It's like the digital marketing world is constantly changing, right? We need to be lifelong learners if we want to keep up.
It really is. The guide offers some practical advice on how to approach that learning journey. Like, it's not just about reading every blog post or attending every webinar.
It's about being strategic
Yeah.
and focusing on things that align with, your goals and the challenges you're facing.
So it's like creating a personalized learning plan.
Exactly. You identify the skills and knowledge gaps you need to fill to achieve your specific marketing objectives. And the great thing is there are so many resources out there. Online courses, workshops, industry conferences.
Podcasts like this one.
Exactly. There's something for everyone, no matter what your learning style is.
Speaking of learning styles, I'm a learn by doing kind of person.
Me too, actually.
And this guide really encourages that. It suggests experimenting with different marketing tactics, analyzing the results, and refining your strategies based on what you learn.
You got to get your hands dirty, right?
Exactly. It's not enough to just consume information. You have to apply it, test it, and see what works in the real world. And the guide even says to embrace failure as part of the process.
Oh, yeah. That's so important.
It is. It's not about being perfect. It's about being willing to experiment, learn from your mistakes, and constantly improve.
Sometimes the most valuable lessons come from those failures.
That's true. Do you remember that story in the guide about the entrepreneur who launched a new product?
And it totally flopped at first.
Yeah. But instead of giving up, they analyzed the data, surveyed their customers, and they realized they needed to reposition the product to better meet the needs of their target market.
And then, boom, huge success.
It just shows you that embracing failure and being willing to adapt can lead to some pretty amazing results.
For sure. And this deep dive has been such a great reminder that online marketing isn't about following some set of rigid rules. It's about being adaptable, data-driven, and always open to learning and growing.
And I think one of the key takeaways from emergent marketing trends is that at the heart of all of this is a genuine desire to provide value and build relationships with your audience. It's not just about clicks, conversions, and algorithms. It's about connecting with people in a meaningful way and offering them something that makes their lives better.
Well said. And if you can do that, you'll be well on your way to building a successful and fulfilling marketing journey.
So as we wrap up, take what you've learned from this deep dive and start putting it into action. Experiment, analyze, adapt, and never stop learning.
And remember, we're here to support you every step of the way.
Until next time, keep diving deep.